Welcome to DMOP Garage. Well, today we have another unboxing of yet another welder, and it is this one over here. It's a 145 MIG from Bestarc, and the good people of Bestarc sent this to me to do a review, so I am going to show you, and I'm already liking it because you know why? Look how light this thing is. I love it. It weighs nothing. Right, let's get it unboxed and have a look and see what sort of goodies we've got inside. Because I can tell you what, that welder down there weighs about, I don't know, probably 50, 60 kilos. I can barely lift it, it's that heavy. So this I'm liking already because it weighs nothing. All right, let's have a look inside. Oh, wow. Look at this little cutie. Okay, let's just pop it there. We'll get rid of the box. Now, what we're going to do here, we'll just cut these zip ties off. What an insanely cute little machine. Wow, this is, and I can tell you why this is going to be a very, very clever welder, because for portable use, taking this out on the job site, somewhere where you don't want to be carting a big welder, it's going to be amazing. And because we're in Australia, we have an Australian plug, so that's fantastic. No adapters. Gotta like that. Now, let's just pop this aside for the minute, and we're going to open up the box. Oh my God, that weighs nothing. That's crazy. That is crazy. Okay, box. What do we have in here? Let's have a look. So, we have, that will be a 2-meter gas hose with 2 fittings on the end. Okay, excellent. We have a earth strap. Oop, little tool popped out. Let's put that back in. So we've got our earth strap, fairly generic, and I mean, it's not, you know, crazy 10 out of 10 quality, but it'll do the job for this. I mean, it's got a good spring. It's got some decent copper inside here on the terminals. So pretty cool. We have a arc torch handle. And again, it's one of these style ones, which I am a fan of, because you can put your probe in there without doing this winding business, which is generally on the old ones. The fitment on that looks pretty good. So for arc welding, that'll definitely get the job done. We have the manual, of course, and let's have a look at that quickly. So pretty self-explanatory, a lot of lawyer stuff, as they like to put in there. And then a few little consumables. We've got a little spanner here. We have some Teflon. We have a roller, spare roller, some tips. Oh, they give us a handle. Okay, so there's a strap. Yep, that'll go through that little slot there. If you want, not that you really need a strap, because the damn thing is so light. I mean, you literally don't need to really use that. So, and then we also have some, some rolls of wire. Well, that's good. So that looks like 0.8 wire. And what's this one? That one would be 1 mil. And that is flux core. Okay, so this is going to be what you would probably use the most with this machine off-site, because you don't need a ginormous gas bottle like that to try and lug around, which weighs a ton. So for the quick job out on the field, I would be putting the flux wire in this, and then that's it. This is all you got to take out, that and a mask, and you're good to go. So I don't really use a lot of flux because I've got the gas bottle here, but it'll be interesting to try it. We'll get this set up. So, very cool. Okay, let's get the door open. And we have two little clips on the side. And there we go, opens up. Ah, so it's all from inside. Interesting. Okay, let's have a closer look here. So we've got one roller motor drive. That'll be our tension. Our spool goes onto here. They give us some colour-coded information here. Material, steel, stainless, flux cord. You've got flow rate. You've got, I mean, they even tell you here what amperage for stainless. There's a lot of cool stuff here. It tells you 1 millimetre to up to 7, so it'll weld up to 7 mil, which is pretty good. And they also give you a bit of a breakdown here of the componentry. So yeah, let's set it up. I think what we might do is we might try the flux core first, only because I haven't really done much of it, because like I said, I've always had argon, because I'm doing a lot of TIG welding as well, so I just use the one bottle of gas for both machines, for both of those. So yeah, let's do something that I don't normally do and see how good we can make it look. So we'll hook up our flux wire and go from there. Right, let's plug her in. And what we want to do is feed the wire through. So we take our tip off, unscrew the brass tip, and then we're going to press our little feed wire button, which is just there. Out it comes. You can see this in action. Right, that part's done. We can shut the lid down. We've got to attach our earth lead. We're going to get some welding done.
A few moments later.
Okay, so we've got a part ready to weld. This is actually a VW engine shroud, and as you can see here, we've got a whole lot of holes that have been drilled in that we need to plug up. There's one there, there's a couple. What we're going to do, we're going to go with the gasless setup. We've got the earth strap on. This is the gasless port for the earth strap, which is the positive. When you're doing gas work, if you're using a bottle, you need to put it onto the minus terminal there. What we have up the top here, we've got 2T and 4T. We're going to leave that in 2T. We've got gas and gasless. We have MIG, TIG and arc, but this one doesn't have a TIG torch. So we've only, unfortunately, with this machine, got the MIG and the arc welding. There's no actual torch set up for the TIG, so which is a bit weird because it's got it on here, but there's no outlet for the torch. So anyway, so what we've got down here is we've got our voltage. You can see here, you can wind down the voltage. Now we're going to go gasless MIG. We're going to just take it right down to the smallest amperage, which we've got 16.5 volts, which I think will be about right for this. Let's just do one little quick pass and see what happens and go from there. So before we start welding, we must, in the gasless mode, this cable here must be plugged into the positive to create the circuit. If you don't do that, you won't be able to actually start welding. So that's all good to go. We can put this onto, we're actually going to set this on 0.035. It's in inches, so we don't, oh, there we go, the fan's turned off, which is good. Let's go to, let's see here, that's voltage. We don't want to go that high. Let's bring it down to about 17, I think. That's about where we want it. So, all right, let's give it a go now. Okay, let's have a bit of a look here, and you can see obviously the residue of the flux, so we can just wipe that off. Done those two as well, and just put the flap disc over the top. Now it welds really well. I did take it down to 15.4 volts because 17.5 was a little bit too much for one of those ones, so I've just dropped the voltage down. Very controllable welding, no problem at all with the flux. I actually like it. Now we've got another hole up here we can do. We can flip this thing around and get that one done too. Okay, so obviously with the thin metal on those VW parts, that welded really well. We're going to bump it up now to a thicker piece of steel. So this is sort of like a probably about a 6mm plate. We're just going to run a bead along here. So we've actually beefed it up to 21 volts with the gasless wire. Let's see what she can do with this one. Okay, let's have a bit of a look. Now, I was trying to film one-handed holding the camera and welding, but you can see very, very nice weld indeed. I mean, I went a little bit on the crooked side, but that's okay. I think if I was concentrating and not trying to look through a camera lens, we would have had a better weld, but that's pretty good. That's not bad at all. I might just run a bead down next to it and see if I can get a little bit of a straighter one. So yeah, you can see on that one, same deal. Bloody beautiful, really nice. And that's not even maximum. I think it's still, yeah, so 21.1 is a volt. 21.1 volts is the maximum. And I mean, that's, you can see the penetration down the side there. So that's more than capable to do that size metal, which is great. Excellent there, that is really good. All right, we're gonna swap over to the arc welder now and give that a crack. Okay, we've got the arc welder torch set up. We've got it set on 24.7 volts, and we're just going to weld a bead along the top of that plate there. So let's see how that goes. Look at that. Pretty nice indeed for a nice little bead. Fantastic. Okay guys, well that'll do it for this review. I tell you what, very impressed with this thing. I mean, those welds there, you know, that was one-handed, not even looking through the mask. I was trying to look through the camera to film it for you guys. And, mate, I mean, look, I just love the fact this thing is so light. It weighs nothing. I mean, you can take that wherever. Having the gasless setup is fantastic. You don't have to worry about taking bottles. And for just doing that fine work, I mean, right up to that size metal, it's fantastic. So definitely a winner, I think, for the home handyman that just wants to do a little bit of welding here and there at home. You can't pass it up. These machines used to be, you know, back 15, 20 years ago, where you couldn't lift them. They were ridiculous. So hats off to Bestarc for this thing, because it's fantastic. All right, guys. Thanks again for dropping by, and we'll see you in another video soon.